Prosise. Touchdown.
It requires everybody, offense, defense, special teams, to be a very good football team, a disciplined team, a team that plays for 4 quarters.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome, Irish fans, to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. The 89th meeting between Notre Dame and Navy turned out to be a solid victory for the Fighting Irish. Notre Dame's running attack got back in gear, led by a 129-yard, 3-touchdown effort by C.J. Prosise, and the Irish defense took control in the second half, holding the midshipmen to just 79 rushing yards and 3 points in the final 2 quarters of the game.
The biggest thing for us was coming out in the second half and dominating. We came in, we talked about it, we knew we had to defend our turf and play well in the second half, and that's what we did.
I think the biggest thing was, kind of getting adjusted to the game. It's pretty fast when you haven't seen that in a while. I mean, our scout offense did a great job, but they can't really simulate how quick it really is. So I think we kind of settled down, and that helped a lot. But it was also schematically, we did things a little bit different that helped us out.
We know we can run the ball, and we know we can run the ball successfully. And today we just kind of came out and just proved, what we can do.
CJ is a guy where no matter what the situation, we can put the ball in his hands and expect him to get us the yards needed, or not even really game plan for you. Expect 4 yards, he's going to get you 8. He does a great job after the first hit on him. He can bounce off the guys, he can spin off the tackles.
Coming up on Inside Notre Dame Football.
When I got hurt and just kind of sitting back and observing how people react to certain coaching points and just how they kind of reacted to certain situations.
People wondered why Navy was on the schedule. Why they were on the schedule was a story in itself.
This is the one where you're all in on this one. This is the rivalry, and our guys are excited about the opportunity.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Sprint, Coke Zero, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Bank of America, Cadillac, Canon, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
And Romine will bring it out. Hesitated for a moment to find the seam, fumbled the football, and Notre Dame appeared to recover.
Well, let's start with your overall evaluation about how your team played against Navy.
We didn't start defensively the way we wanted to, but we settled in the first quarter after that first possession of Navy the way I wanted to. We responded offensively with a score, and then defensively got up to speed quickly. And so I would say overall some really good adjustments at halftime, and then I thought we finished strong.
One of those second half adjustments was putting Jarrett Grace in at outside linebacker. How did he do for you?
Seeing him out there was a thrill for me to know what he's come back from. He did some good things for us. Obviously he's a little rusty. We wanted a little bit bigger player at that position because they were running the fullback right through that area, and they were going away from Jalen Smith, obviously, and going right to James's side. So we thought Jared would give us a little bit more size, and I thought he did a nice job for us.
Drew Martini had another good game against the triple option, and Sheldon Day was exceptional.
I thought Sheldon Day was outstanding, and I can't say enough about Sheldon Day. Look, he didn't come to Notre Dame to go into his senior year and have to play option twice, and he did a great job. Couldn't be more proud of his effort.
Matthias Farley came in and did what he always does. He made plays, and Elijah Shoemate made some huge plays for you.
Elijah was on task. He played a different position for us in the first time that we played triple option against Georgia Tech. We had to move his position because of Tranquil's injury, and he had a key interception for us late, and I would say that Elijah was a big factor in our success on defense.
And special teams play was huge as well.
A couple that stand out is right before the half, we were able to get a 52-yard field goal from Justin Yoon, and that's back-to-back weeks now of big kicks, a 45-yarder on the road against Clemson and 52 yards here at home. Then a big hit on the kickoff team that we're able to turn that into a quick touchdown. I thought we did a great job on a pooch punt, that we were able to down inside the 5-yard line. We let the ball get outside our defense a couple of times on kickoff coverage. We got to do a better job there. But all in all, some big plays on our special teams.
Here's a handoff to Procise. He turns it wide. He turns it up. He turns it in. He goes in. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
C.J. Procise bounces back with another strong rushing day, 129 yards, 3 touchdowns, each one of them impressive in its own way.
Well, all 3 of them were runs where he had to make something happen. Now, one of them was great blocking on the perimeter, but he ran through a safety tackle. Another run was up inside where I just thought his acceleration just left the defender grasping for air. And then his last touchdown run could have been the nicest run that I think he had all day. He's continues to grow as a running back, continues to learn every day. He's making great reads, and he's still learning the position each and every week.
And you look at that last touchdown run, he not only ran through, but he ran around. He found the opening, but he kept making forward progress.
Well, he got his shoulder square and kept moving forward. The one thing that he is amazing at is that he figures things out as he kind of goes along, and he knows now that if he keeps his shoulders square and he keeps his feet moving, he's tough to bring down. He's almost 225 pounds. He's a big kid and difficult to bring down.
On the 30-yard touchdown to Will Fuller. Great play by Kaiser, and I'm not sure everybody noticed it, but what a cut Fuller made to get into the end zone.
It was a great cut. Obviously, we were trying to get him the ball earlier to the front side of the formation, and, Deshaun lost vision of it on the rush, but kept it alive, stepped up, flushed out, and what was amazing about it is his eyes were always downfield. He was scanning downfield, and you just can't teach that. Most quarterbacks would drop their eyes, would be thinking about running. His eyes were downfield. He saw Will got on the ball, and then Will made a nice cut into the end zone.
We're getting to the end of this interview, and we're just now talking about DeShone Kizer. We almost now expect him to turn in these kinds of games, and he's only started 4 games for it.
Only 4 games, and he's just a freshman, and there's a lot of things that he continues to do better and better, and there's many things that he needs to get more experience at, but he's just fun to coach. He's wide-eyed, he's confident, he's learning, he knows he doesn't have it all down yet, but he's got a great presence about him, and he carries a lot of confidence with the group.
There are many ways to describe Notre Dame defensive lineman Sheldon Day. Preseason All-American, 2-time captain, team leader in tackles for loss. But the fans who sit near his mom Carol at games know Sheldon best as Carol Boyd's baby.
I am Carol Boyd. I am the mom of the one and only Sheldon Day, number 91. Look, that's my baby.
Can you hear her during a game?
I honestly can hear my mom during the game. It's kind of crazy to hear her through 80,000 fans, especially when the offense is backed up and they're or closer to the tunnel. All I can hear is, "That's my baby."
That's what I do.
It's like, did she really just yell over 80,000 people? It's kind of crazy that she's that loud, and it just kind of takes me back to my younger days when we're outside and the street lights come on and she's yelling out, "Sheldon, it's time to come home." So it just kind of took me back to those old times.
Sheldon's a natural captain. He's a leader because he cares for his team. He respects the players. He loves them. They're more like a brotherhood. And he's just phenomenal. He's awesome.
Right, we fighting for each other. Yeah. We fly around. Yeah. We hit people in their mouth. Yeah. We enjoy doing it. Yeah. We gonna play together. Yeah. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah. And we gonna dominate. Yeah. Let's get it.
Yeah. Sheldon, what's it like to be a 2-time captain at Notre Dame? Explain kind of in your second year how it changes.
It's definitely a blessing to be a 2-time captain here for sure, especially with a select few of us. And oh man, just the guys, the way they embraced me this year and how my roles changed from last year to this year. It's like I'm more commanding and making sure that I hold people to a higher standard.
Check out.
So want to preface this one with an apology to my boy Mikey McGlinchey, but did you ever even say anything to him after you blew his butt up on national TV?
Man, he's a young player, and we were just trying to get him reps and make sure that I was giving him the best look possible.
Has Mikey ever got the best of you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Mike, he's done a great job, especially with his combo blocks, or even with a one-on-one. He kind of punched me and kind of shocked my head back a couple times. So I would definitely say he's improved so much from the beginning of fall camp to where he is today.
Sheldon Day already out last week with a knee injury.
Did you learn anything a year ago, specifically, that you brought to this year?
I would definitely say when I got hurt and just kind of sitting back and observing how people react to certain closing points and just how they kind of reacted to certain situations, especially when adversity hit. So I kind of sat back, saw how everybody kind of reacted, and kind of took that into this year and made sure that I knew that I could counteract their reaction.
And it does not get the kangaroo hop, and is fielded by the Tigers, who are going to take a knee with a hard-earned two-point victory in Death Valley.
After Coach addressed the team following the game, he kind of took the captains aside and then talked to you guys individually. What was his message as we move forward?
Oh, we need leadership now more than ever, make sure everybody knows that we still have a chance at this national championship, and that's our mission. So we have to make sure that we do all the little things right, make sure that we come out to play each week, and make sure that we're playing at a high level every time we can.
Favorite class?
Audit.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you.
I play the ukulele.
What is your favorite spot at Notre Dame?
The grotto.
Player on the team most like you?
Isaac.
Get up early or sleep in?
Sleep in.
Best nickname on the team and who has it?
Big Sexy Daniel Cage.
What is your pregame routine?
Listen to some good music.
One thing you always hear from Coach Kelly at practice?
Count on me.
Corey Robinson.
Renaissance man.
Toughest player to tackle on the team?
Our running backs.
Best singer on the team?
Corey Robinson.
Best dancer on the team?
Torrey Hunter.
Best dresser on the team?
Chris Brown.
Worst dresser on the team?
Chris Brown.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame?
Saturday nights.
Romeo Okwara, you have completed the 60-second drill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Notre Dame and Navy first met on the football field in Baltimore in 1927, and they have played every year since, making the Notre Dame-Navy series the longest continuous intersectional rivalry in college football. Over the years, many fans have wondered why the series has survived for so long without interruption. The answer to that question is connected to the very survival of the University of Notre Dame.
When I first came to Notre Dame in 1964, the people wondered why Navy was on the schedule. And why they were on the schedule was a story in itself.
The real ties that bind between Notre Dame and Navy occurred during World War II.
During the war years, the Navy was down because all the Navy midshipmen and so forth were out fighting a war. And Notre Dame was having their own problems during the war as far as attendance and so forth.
As World War II began to escalate, Notre Dame's president, Father Hugh O'Donnell, wrote a letter requesting to the armed forces that they can use Notre Dame's facilities as a training ground if necessary. Navy responded to that call. The V-12 program opened up on July 1st, 1943 at Notre Dame with 1,851 active seamen. To put that in perspective, there were only 700 civilian students enrolled at Notre Dame at the time.
In the classrooms, in the laboratories, in the Naval ROTC unit, in the whole physical arrangement of the self-contained city, which is Notre Dame.
So they had a great relationship with Navy. And let's also remember this, that during World War II, financially, we didn't have the great support. And so the Navy, in supporting this program, really kept Notre Dame afloat at that time.
The unselfish devotion of those who helped to bring us this far must not be in vain.
Father Hesburgh, who passed away this past February, always maintained that as long as Navy wants to be on the schedule, they will always have a place on the Notre Dame schedule.
No, as a matter of fact, I was rooting for Navy back in those days. I was in the Navy for 3 years, so I was conflicted when I was at Notre Dame. I mean, I had two loyalties here. But when that was all going on, I knew the story, and I knew why we were still playing Navy.
It's probably one of those great things in college football that we have that relationship, and I think it's not just on the football field. I think it has to do with the long-standing relationship that the university and the academy have, that has carried itself on to the playing field as well, and that respect is shown both on and off the field.
You can tell that they have a great amount of pride for what the Navy has done for their school, and and the history behind that, and keeping them afloat. And to be honest with you, I know in my position, I'm grateful that they've kept the series alive, even though they probably could do other things that might be economically more beneficial for them.
Navy players go before their band, joined by the Notre Dame coaches and staff.
Well, to me, when I see that, that just shows true honor to those guys and to everything that this rivalry means. Throughout all the years, whether who's up or down, it doesn't mean anything to me because there's a mutual respect there.
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Kelly. This week's question comes from Charlie Sullivan of Elmhurst, Illinois. Coach, what does the team usually do after a home game? Does the team have any post-game traditions?
The kids want to get out and see their families. So the families will wait for them underneath the concourse right next to our locker room. So it's grab something to eat. We have food for them. They grab something real quick. They're out the doors, and the tradition for them is to get with their families.
Next week, Notre Dame's biggest rival comes to town, USC. The Trojans lost at home to Pac-12 rival Washington last week, the Trojans' second loss of the season, dropping USC out of the top 25, a fact that makes no difference to the Irish.
It's the rivalry game. They just have a lot of talent on offense, running backs, depth at that position, and then a lot of really good athletic players on the back end of their defense. So, this is the one where you're all in on this one. This is the rivalry, and our guys are excited about the opportunity.
That will do it for this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football. Next week, Coach Kelly and I will break down the USC game and give you more behind-the-scenes insights into the Notre Dame football program. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Sprint, Coke Zero, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Bank of America, Cadillac, Canon, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.